Alrighty, hello everyone, Shibaruka, back, most importantly. Haven't been able to do anything. Health issues, still persisting, but I decided I'm gonna do a little video, or at the very least a take on some of the recent happenings and some of the events that I chose to also not cover last time I decided to do a take. So I'm gonna start that I noticed around, I believe, June it was, but by this point, to be honest, time has been flying for me, that ESA updated their team page finally. Now they only have a few positions where they claim that they have 2 team leads for a position that cannot have democracy in that sense. You need someone who makes the decisions. But at the very least, Edenall finally puts himself on the CEO chair, so there you go. We finally get something. Of course, also Ida, and his event corp. Of course, he uses some completely stupid terms for it. He also doesn't call it the Trust and Safety Council. And these 3 members are on the Trust and Safety Council, which means that, by the way, all of these orgs, all of these companies, because, spoiler alert, my friends, GDQ is a limited, and the ESA is also a limited based in Sweden. They are for profit. They should do a little bit better on this transparency thing, but, that's what we get. And also they should make sure that they don't look like a corrupt piece of shit. But there you go. So, point is, both of these events state probably multiple times as all of these orgs, all of these TOs, whatever you have it, even in the esports space, it's always the same thing. We can ban you or remove you from site, from chat, from whatever, at our discretion. So, quite frankly, Edenall sitting himself there on the board just looks massively corrupt. It means that if Podell wants to get rid of anyone, Edenall says, Podell, you like your job, right? How about you go fuck off and never come back with this claim because I like this guy and this guy stays. Just conflict of interest, but there you go. Conflict of interest doesn't really matter. I don't actually know who Ida is. If it is Edenall's wife, I would love that, by the way. It would be the funniest thing ever. I believe she's probably the head chair member, if I recall, but it doesn't state, it just says chair. So we don't even know who the rest of the chair members are based on their webpage. GDQ still only lists the 3, so that's just literally just a little update to the transparency from these charity events that you give your money to. You're smart. Just give them the money. So SGDQ happened ended a few days ago. With just a Sunday, 11th of July it should be. The event overall was much better than the previous 2 online-only events. They were completely unacceptable in terms of quality assurance. It seems like they finally upgraded the server and hired some more competent tech staff members and did a lot better on QA. Something that is so basic that even ESA can do it. Literally, just use what ESA is using. 720p minimum stream quality. And if you have a face cam, also make sure it's 720p. I know they don't want to enforce it for whatever reason. The pronouns, I guess, are more important than ensuring that you have just a fun event. Face cam is just something that I think belongs in these events. I know the counter reasoning, but you know what? I'm not gonna touch it because fuck you, that's why. And I had a little fun exchange with one of the grifters from RPG Valkyrie. By the way, I will state on the record, I think it's a grift. I think you should not interact with them at all, give them your money, but it's your choice. It is your choice. To me, what I've seen most from them are little e-beggings where they essentially just collect money and say, oh, we want to go to RPG LB, but we can't afford it. And we're an all-female thing. Or yeah, right, it was the all-female team. Really great. And Pidge Zero just fact-checked me and said, see? It says right here, using a pronoun is optional. See, I proved you wrong. That's why no one fucking wants to discuss this with you. Dare fucking owned you. Yeah, and then just a few seconds later, after I made a reply to Pidge 0, I saw an Alpha Blues tweet, which was like, talking shit about people who don't have pronouns on Twitter or at events or whatever is absolutely not the take. It doesn't make you an ally to attack people who are not out publicly or for whom posting that information might bring unwanted attention or who are still questioning. So, Pidge, and your entire team, by the way, because I think you represent them if you make such statements on that level. How about you go fuck yourself and acknowledge that you are eating your own if they don't do that? Great, right? Optics! Looks so good. I mean, you really love your fucking optics for this, right? You pushed for this so hard. Yours is the only group. And many other members. Like Proto-Magical Girl. Can we even still say that word? Can we still say that name? I don't even know. Who all pushed for that very hard? I mean, you got sub-only chat. So there you go. But I do believe that viewership was a little bit down for SGDQ. I think I read someone said it's like down by a third. Online only must be doing well. I've also read a few posts by people saying this is more inclusive and increases accessibility if it is online, especially for people who have anxiety to go on stage to perform runs. I don't know what you're there then for. I'm sorry, but if you can't handle that stress, I don't think you can handle the world record ladder stress. But yeah, that's really it. Yeah, everyone should really step it up now. GDQ is finally catching up as the most long-standing event. It just took them a total of 3 events to hit the same level and the same quality that ESA already had, I believe, by spring that year. Or a little bit earlier. I think they had another online event that was beautiful. It was masterfully pulled off. In terms of QA, making sure none of the streams have super corrupt footage. You just can't complain, especially if you do an online-only event. You gotta do that Q&A. That is literally what you're doing. And if you can't even do that, by God, what are you even doing? I think there was maybe... I unfortunately had a doctor's note for that weekend. Not unfortunately because I had to watch it, by the way. I decided to torture myself with that. Although I unfortunately still also enjoy watching it. So, you know, there you go. We all have our guilty pleasures. So I was able to watch quite a lot. And I think only like maybe upwards of like 10 runs were completely unacceptable. A few I think just had terrible game footage quality, and I don't know why they accepted it. There you go. I didn't catch any drama. I didn't catch any pre-ban, which was sort of the norm until that GDQ. I believe the online event in January was with Steve the Wizard. Yeah, that was Steve the Wizard, who was banned there and who then consequently left the internet. And I think that's sort of it for the speedrunning sphere of what I've caught. There's always more, I could always rant longer, but I still have some pretty bad coughs, so I'll just keep it short, I'll keep it brief here. And yeah, that's it. Take care, everyone. And don't forget, I am definitely the worst person in speedrunning ever. And I've been recently called a salmon talkie connoisseur, even though I've never been on that board. I've never interacted with it. I think I visited it once while it was up to read up on it a little bit, or to read into a post or two. But yeah, I'm definitely salmon talkie connoisseur, because I have opinions on speedrunners. Take care. Bye-bye.